Safety checks and check washing. One is good, one is bad. We're going to talk about both of them today on Coffee with Alain. Thank you for joining me. Got my Snoopy and Woodstock here wishing us a happy fall. It's still fall out there, but winter's on its way. Before we start talking about safety checks and check washing, remind you to sign up for that newsletter, enjoylifesafely.com. Make sure when you get the email, you confirm. So it's a double opt-in. Besides this email every Sunday, the newsletter with safety tips and tips to make your life better, you'll get announcements and other information. You'll immediately get a guide to situational awareness with some videos and an ebook on staying safe and defending yourself. And as things develop, which I'm working on, you'll get updates and announcements and special things going on. So go make sure you sign up, enjoylifesafely.com. Good morning, John. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for saying hello. Good morning, Jay and Vicky. Appreciate you guys saying hello as well. Hope you're all having a great morning. Let's talk first about safety checks. This is a follow-up from yesterday's episode. If you listened yesterday, you know I took my car in to get the tires rotated and get it checked out before I take a trip. I mean, this is the kind of thing you want. Okay, it's a safety status check. They looked at the tires. The tires are in good shape. They were rotated. They were inflated properly. Alignment is good. Steering and suspension components all checked out. No issues. Brakes are good. Okay, so you get something like this. Have your car looked at, especially before you're going to take a longer trip. Now, I buy my tires from Les Schwab. I've been buying tires from Les Schwab since the 90s. So I have a long history with them. I like them. They've always treated me well. When you buy tires from them, the rotation like I had yesterday is free, and all this other, stuff is free as well. They do this for you. Your tire shop or wherever you do get your tires and so forth, they will probably do something like this as well. So if you have a good place to go to, take advantage of these. Don't put it off. Like I talked about yesterday, it's easy to put these kind of things off. Don't. Keep your car in good working order. Make sure it's safe for your travels. I just wanted to share that and follow up on what I did yesterday and why I did it. And to remind you, don't put it off. Regular maintenance, keeping your vehicle and other things in good working order helps them last longer and it'll keep you safer. Now, check washing. What the heck is that? You're going to wash your checks? No, it's actually a crime that goes on. And I just read an article about check washing going on in Montana currently. The article I read came out this morning. It's going on in Montana. It's going on other places too. And what it is when you write your check, whether you're a power company or paying bills, whatever you're writing a check and you mail that off, these criminals are stealing checks out of the mail. Now, if you have them hanging on your door in your mailbox for the mail person to pick up and take, they can be stolen there. Maybe they're stolen on the other end. Wherever they're stolen, then what the criminals do is they can whitewash the name, and they can, what they call washing the check, they can erase the name and sometimes the amounts. Now they have a blank check that is signed with your actual signature, and they fill in a new name, new amounts, and get it cashed. Okay. This does go on, and it's hard to catch these people. Sometimes they're idiots. The article I read this morning, the person that stole the check and did it went and cashed it with their own name and account, and they got caught. Okay, so sometimes thieves are pretty idiots. Not always. Sometimes they get away with it. It's tough to prevent. Now, you can stop writing checks. That's the easiest way to have no check washing happen to you, is you don't write checks anymore. You pay your bills and so forth online. I understand that for some things, that's difficult to do. I mean, I pay a lot of my bills online, but there are a few that I still write a check to. there are still some things that we write checks for. If you do that, there is the chance of it. Now, it's minimal chance. I mean, this isn't rampant, but it is happening. Now, taking your checks that you wrote and putting them in the post office mailbox, that's going to keep them from being stolen on your end, but nothing that you can do can prevent them from being stolen on the other end, depending on where you're sending it. So that's just a little tip, and just let you know that it is still going on. I hadn't heard about check washing in a long time, but I saw an article this morning that it is still happening. It's still going on right now. And there were cases of it in Montana. And when you actually look at the numbers, the banks that are reporting fraudulent checks and those kind of things, those numbers are way up there now nationally. So things are going on still. Criminals are out there. We try to find ways to stop them. They find new ways to rip people off. We need to be prudent. We need to be vigilant. Guess I need more coffee. And we need to just protect ourselves the best we can. Paying attention to your bank statements and catching things early. You know, you wrote a check for $50 to something, and all of a sudden a check cashed for $500. You're like, what's going on? And you catch it and you get it investigated and stopped early. That can save you some trouble. So always keep good accounting of your statements, credit card statements, bank statements, looking for an error on them, because they happen, or fraudulent charges will show up. Talked about that recently on one of the episodes a week or so ago. Pay attention to your statements, and that way if there is anything wrong, you can get on it and get on top of it right away, and you have a better chance of fixing it and having less damage go on. You know, damage like if they took 500 out of your account instead of 50, and then you bounce a check because you thought you had the money in the account. So pay attention to that stuff. Jay says, there are pennies that are designed not to be washed. Okay. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. A little scam and theft that is still going on, especially if you write checks. And just remind you again how important it is to get safety checks and regular maintenance on your machinery, especially your automobile, so it will keep you safe when you need it to. Everybody have a terrific Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.